Evening all, welcome to day 18 of our advent calendar. Right, today is an interesting game. I think some of you will probably never watch this video and you probably never played this game and you'll just immediately click when you see what I'm playing. I am playing SimCity 4. It is an exceptionally good game. Now, I'm not playing SimCity 5 because it's crap. I'm playing SimCity 4 because I didn't really want a game that's completely tiny and limited and blah blah blah. So, you know, in terms of SimCity, this is a classic retro game and I'm playing probably the definitive version of it, which is SimCity 4. Now, if you're not familiar with SimCity, it is a city simulated game. You build a city, you have to then manage all the pressures of said city: residential, commercial, industrial, police station, fire departments, power, water, you name it, you got to do it. And what I would say is they really built quite an exceptional game here. Now, SimCity 4 was probably one of the finest examples of this because it was so quick and accessible. So you could pick up, you had multiple regions and you actually had the ability to really kind of go for it from the get-go. Before, you would have to obviously build a power station, a little bit of residential, a little bit of commercial, and you'd have to gradually build your city up. Whereas I think you can kind of go for it, or kind of balls out to begin with. Now, the first things to bear in mind when you play these games is that they are probably this is a game that they should play in schools. I hope they even do. I heard lately that they play Minecraft in schools. They actually use it to demonstrate physics, architecture, design, etc., environment, you name it. And that was really good to hear that, because Minecraft is one of these games that I think really does work in a kind of school environment. And I think hopefully SimCity is also there. Now, I mean, when I did SimCity, directly empowered me to go into an engineering background. I don't do it now because I'm terrible at it, but certainly when I started playing SimCity, it was just the whole management of it was just absolutely engrossing to me. And I think deep at heart, I am a flipping accountant at heart. I think I don't do that for a job, but I might as well, because I'm always fascinated with systems and processes and things that kind of happen and then something else comes out of the end of it. I kind of like that. So to me, this whole SimCity thing was amazing. Now, I played the original SimCity on the Atari ST and then the Amiga, and they were very good. I enjoyed them. They were very much top-down, blocky kind of affairs. Then SimCity 3 came out, and I'm kind of moderating myself, and that turned it into more of an isometric thing. And then SimCity 4 was a polished-up version of SimCity 3. And to be honest, this was their finest hour, because the maps were big. You had this ability to really interact with the Sims. You actually could almost kind of play the game deep down as a sim. You could go and take over a car, etc. So typical EA game kind of reflection. It wasn't too bad. SimCity 5 was a bit of a flop for me. That's why I chose not to do it, because I didn't like the fact that it was all a little bit kind of governed. So if I wanted to call my city, Pyrex smokes crack or something like that, then EA would come along, a mystical kind of invisible hand would say, no, you can't call it that. And I just got, I didn't like that. I thought, a lot of the time gaming is about freedom. And I always got the impression that EA didn't want me to call my my village, shoots people in the face or something like that, because you would appear next to another village and you could appear next to some kid playing the game, and obviously that's a bit awkward if you write in a road network bollocks or something like that. People are not going to kind of like that. So just the whole game was kind of ruined for me by trying to be a multiplayer social game. And it really did, I hope, act as a bit of a warning to people that games don't always have to be social things. They don't always have to be played with other people, because quite frankly I like playing a game on my own sometimes. That shows how antisocial I can be at times. And I think what kind of baffles me is that people actually would not rather play a game now unless it's multiplayer, in which case I laugh and I cry at the same time, because to be honest, sometimes you just want to get away from people, these annoying bags of walking fluid and meat that are always around us. I think it's because I work in a kind of quite high pressure job that quite frankly I want to get away from people. And gaming to me has always been something that you engage to moderate your mood. So sometimes you're really fed up and you just want to go and shoot people in the face. So that's when you load up dust or equivalent. Sometimes you just want to sort of sit there and build something wonderful, and this is when you'd play SimCity. So I think everybody has a different attitude to gaming, and I think that's perfectly fine. I think what I would recommend people do is you find what makes you happy, and then just enjoy it. Don't feel obliged to kind of play SimCity 5 when you know that it's crap and SimCity 4 was better. So it kind of baffles me that people sit there and play SimCity 5 moaning about how crap it is. Well, don't play it then. I think a lot of times people forget that gaming is just there to kind of keep your brain sane. Do you know what I mean? I think a lot of the time modern life is pretty rubbish. That's a really good album reference right there. If you know which album, know which artist, post in the comments. But modern life really is rubbish, and I think sometimes it is good just to kind of shut your brain off, literally just lock it behind the door and say blah 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 blah, not interested. And I've always quite liked the way that gaming does that. You immerse yourself, and any time you sit down, you think, oh, it's 6 o'clock, right? I'll just have a cup of tea. You sit down, and all of a sudden, oh my god, it's midnight. That's a sign of a very good game. And certainly doing this advent calendar has been an absolute privilege to do, because I'm playing games that I haven't played for years and remembering how flipping good they are. I'm also playing stuff I've never played before. So in the previous video, I think, was Terraria and Amnesia, which everybody was telling me Amnesia was really good, blah blah blah, and I thought that was rubbish. And I played it skeptically, and I was actually quite amazed at how good it was. So much so I may even just play it casually and privately on my own and get scared. So gaming is a voyage of discovery at times, and I'm not using that in a kind of trolly lol way. I actually do believe that gaming can be something that you can. I don't know if you've ever done this. You go to Steam or you go to like Origin or something, you see a game on offer, you don't know anything about it, but you buy it and then you play it and then you experience something wonderful. That is the best kind of game, and I think certainly a lot of games do that now, and I think they're quite fun. So here we go. You can look at this. I'm actually taking over a tank here. This is me just arsing around. I actually didn't know for years of playing this that you could even do this, and I think it's to do with the fact that I've got an army base in my town, so I actually could take control of the tank. Isn't that funny? That's wonderful, isn't it? I do like that kind of stuff. I know it's a little bit kind of sim-tastic. I know The Sims is incredibly voyeuristic nonsense, but I do like it. But so there we go. Let's just jump to our other region here. So this is Pyrextopia, a place of wonder and virtue, and obviously that's not going too well either. But there we go. That's SimCity 4. A quick look. I think I could spend days playing that game, and I certainly don't want to show you me working out a subway system or a mass transit system, because hey, that's boring. So there we go. Hope you enjoyed that. Check out SquadB.com for an associated article on this, and we'll see hopefully what brings tomorrow. Hope you enjoyed that. See you next time.